And now we are here shopping stuff a studio. Thanks to our friends Myre, Guardian Alarm, with the bottom line, baby.
Woo! Yeah, let me tell you, Braylon, Maz, Easy, Maggie, Alex, Stick. Hey guys, we couldn't be happier to be here. Thanks to Myre, thanks to Guardian Alarm for having us out here. We are shopping for the kids at Mott Children's Hospital. Braylon, I know that that's a personal connection that you have had since your playing days at Michigan.
Tis the season, man. The season is all about kids. It's all about giving back, and it's all about the mood. Thank you to Myre. Thank you to Guardian Alarms. They've given us all this money to shop for children in Mott's Children's Hospital. It's a great thing that we're doing. It got started last year with Stick, Joey, Adam, and Chad, and we're continuing it, man. I'm just glad to be a part of what we're doing.
Tom Mazawey, what's your strategy here when you're coming here?
The first thing that Maggie and I did was we went right to the sporting goods aisle. All right, I let Maggie take care of the volleyballs because she's a volleyball player. I got the basketballs, the footballs, the softballs, the baseballs, frisbees. We got it all, and then to the Barbie aisle.
Look at that! You got to get some Barbie action, right?
Of course, and of course we couldn't forget all the Hot Wheels. A lot of Hot Wheels, and we even got an Ariel costume, and it looked good on Maz, I think.
Alex, Easy, what was your strategy coming in, and how do you feel about what you're doing so far?
I'm copying your strategy going with the internet stuff because all these kids do is watch YouTube. So I grabbed some Minecraft toys.
Look at that.
This was naturally easy because I'm still a kid at heart, so I just picked whatever I would have wanted, and, but we're giving it to the kids.
All right, so for Stick, Joey, Alex, Easy, Maggie, Maz, me, Braylon, and everybody at Mott Children's Hospital, we love you, and we thank you. We can't wait for you to get these gifts. Merry Christmas. And here we go. Wednesday, December 15th, Ermanni and Edwards, the bottom line. Woodward Sports Network, Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards. Good afternoon to you, my friend.
Good afternoon, my guy. Obviously, yesterday was a very milestone-breaking evening for one Steph Curry, but we'll not talk about that right now. Yesterday was so much fun to be able to work with Myre as well as Guardian Alarm and to be able to raise those monies for the toys that we're giving in Mott's Children's Hospital. I had an amazing time. What Woodward Sports done here is amazing, and we're trying to do more. We're not where we want to be, so we appreciate you to come on. Bring some more gifts. We appreciate the gifts that have been brought so far, but we can use more. Last year we were 70,000. This year so far just over 10,000. So we're not where we want to be heading into Friday, but I know who had the most fun yesterday. It was the guy on the couch.
Big
Maz,
guy.
baby.
Big fella. How you doing, Maz? Good afternoon to you, sir.
I'm great, man. To go and wheel that cart and just empty shelves for these kids, I went right to the sporting goods. I got those footballs, those basketballs, the volleyballs, and then right to the Barbie aisle.
That was a unique experience for me as well. You keep in mind something that you're doing for somebody else, but just to be able to grab whatever you wanted, essentially, and fill up your basket.
I shopped for price, too. I did.
Yeah.
I still got some good value in there. I got some good value.
I think Ryan was exactly $10 off the 500 mark.
Price is right.
We each got a $500 stipend. I was at $490. And one of the things that I did, look, I have a 6 and a 4-year-old, so I just bought things that I think they would like. Thinking about my own kids. So
shout out to my shopping partner, myself and Alex Mayer. We were a team, and I think we did pretty good. I think he came in very late with the remote control car that he suggested. We suggested some Hot Wheels and some things of that nature, and I think we were pretty close, to the 500 as well. In fact, we may have gone over, but hell,
Maggie and I blew the doors over the 500.
Yeah, we know that. You're around 700.
One of the things when you're doing something like this, and it's fun to go and shop and do all the toys and all of these things, and you walk into the studio, and I'm not sure, Alex, if you can get a shot of anything that's behind us or around us or anything like this, but you keep in mind, as a parent, we have, thank God, we have healthy kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you just try to envision somebody spending Christmas in the hospital, and what that must be like, and how we can uplift them. So I encourage anybody, if you have not had a chance to go grab a toy, or if you just want to bring some cash to the studio, Stick and Joey will go out and they'll go back to Myre and they will shop for you. They will get you a receipt.
Shout out to Big Mike over there at Myre. He was very helpful yesterday and taking care of us. Told us to come back.
Absolutely. So if you are so inclined, you want to stop by the studio with toys, with a check, or whatever the case may be, we will make sure that every single penny of that money goes to buying toys for these kids. Again, we're located at 15 in Woodward, inside the Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men World Headquarters. We invite you to come see us. We're doing this through Friday, so today, tomorrow, and Friday, if you have an opportunity.
I'll tell you, man, if you're missing that Christmas spirit, this will give it to you like a B12 shot times 1,000. It just feels great, and to know what you're shopping for and who you're shopping for. My kids are grown now. My youngest is 14. It's, the cat's out of the bag already for my girls. It's not the same as it was. But doing this and doing stuff at church for the Giving Tree, or the Ronald McDonald House, Mott's Children's Hospital, these families, what they have to endure at these holidays, because the holidays, as joyous as they are, could go the other way as well. So to make someone's day, to get them all of this, these are treasures that you're giving these kids. It makes you feel like $1 million. And
Ryan said something off the air before we came on, and he and I were talking, and he makes a great point. The stuff that you see in movies, like the happy holiday stories, and the coming together right at the end on the 25th, or the holiday cheer, that's about 15% of the country. The other 85% of the country is dealing with loss. They're dealing with grief. They're dealing with loneliness. They're dealing with depression. They're dealing with financial situations. So doing something like this for the kids, man, it puts you in a good spirit. It puts those around you, the people that worked at Myers, they felt our energy, and it brightens up their day. So it's important to do things like that and no cliche, but to spread the cheer.
We're all very fortunate, and you just take a step back and realize that some people are not as fortunate, and that's why we do what we do here, and we will continue to do so. So again, if you are so inclined, please stop by the Woodward Sports Studios, located at 15 and Woodward in Birmingham, Michigan. We are just inside Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men World Headquarters. But with that,
and get a haircut and a neck shave.
You might as well get a haircut, and don't disrespect the neck. Get a hot lather neck shave. Let's get into some sports, guys. Big day for the Michigan Wolverines. Big day for the Michigan State Spartans. Big day overall in recruiting. We will talk at 3:30 with Brandon Justice, recruiting editor for the Maize and Blue Review on Rivals. We'll get an overall look at the Michigan Wolverines recruiting class. It is rising up the charts with each recruit that officially signs their national letter of intent. We will talk to Will Johnson, the Grosse Pointe South defensive back, everything over there, the #1 player in the state of Michigan.
And Michigan's only 5-star recruit.
He is on his way to Ann Arbor, has a signing event in just about an hour from now. So we will chat with Will Johnson in just a second. We'll do that in about 5 minutes or so. But Braylon, I want to ask you, on National Signing Day back in 2000, 2000?
Yeah, December 2000.
What was that day like for you? Do you remember it?
Yeah, it was. It was very lonely. Because, I was a 3-star. I was actually a 2-star. And then when I committed to Michigan, they bumped me up a star. They was like, well, if he's going to Michigan, then maybe he deserves another star. So I was still only a 3-star. And, I was all state and all that. But I only had 1 year. Because essentially I didn't really do a lot at King High School, which I played my first 3 years. And then I did something at Gallagher, but I didn't have a ton of press. There was only one guy that came out to cover the story. It was legitimately like my dad was there, because my stepdad Charles, who you guys met, he worked at Denby, which is down the street from Bishop Gallagher. He came over. They had one guy from the Detroit News come over. I sit down at the table. I signed. It wasn't like the show that you see from the 5-stars, like Will Johnson.
You didn't have 5 hats on the table, and then you decided to pick one.
Did you have your gloves? Did you put your gloves together?
No, we didn't have any of those production things back then. I just had a little pen, piece of paper, signed that letter of intent, and went back to class.
Wasn't Mick McCabe there from the Free Press? Not even Mick?
I'm trying to think.
Mr. High School?
The
Swami?
I want to say Stoney came. I think it was Stoney.
Uh-oh.
I think Mike Stone came.
How'd that interaction go between Stan and
I think they were good at this time.
Were they hugging it out?
I think they were okay back then.
You know, one of the things, and look, I couldn't tell you if any of these guys will be good players or not. But one of the things I can tell you by following Twitter today is that it seems like it's cool to play football at Michigan once again. If you believe anything that any of these guys say on Twitter that followed at Rivals or wherever, you know, Michigan flipped a couple of guys today, one from Notre Dame. They held on to somebody that was rumored to be flipped to Florida. You know, I think the season that they had made it cool to be a Michigan Wolverine again. And I think that's one thing that I appreciate about this season that we had.
They flipped a lot of kids that Saturday afternoon against Ohio State. No question about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what else is going to happen, because if you look now, Michigan's still ranked 10th in recruiting right now. I think they have, I want to say, I'm going to get this correct, they have 7 4-stars, and they have 1 5-star, which ranks them 10th. Penn State ranked ahead of us, as well as Ohio State. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens throughout the day, to see if some people flip, some more guys come, because right now those are only the guys that are committed in terms of what that represents, not actually who's signed that dotted line.
And you mentioned the 1 5-star. We will talk to that 1 5-star next. Will Johnson, Michigan's #1 recruit, #1 player in the state, on his way to Ann Arbor. He'll join us next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
It's a very exciting day for so many kids and their families. Everything you work hard for your whole life kind of culminates today. It is National Signing Day, and we are celebrating that with the #1 player in the state of Michigan, the pride of Grosse Pointe South High School.
Oh my!
Unlike me, he will have his jersey retired there one day.
He probably really never came off the field.
Right,
Was he wearing your number?
Right, Will Johnson joins us now. Will, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How about you? Thank you for having me.
Congrats, man.
Well, congrats, man, from one alum to a future alum, man. Congratulations on your decision.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Will, one of the things I wanted to talk, you committed early, and now to come and culminate with the signing today and to officially be a Michigan Wolverine today, what's this whole process been like for you? How emotional have you gotten? I know you put in so much work, all the hours, all the weightlifting, all the speed training, and to finally get to where you get today. What does that mean to you? What's this moment like for you?
It means a lot. It just means all my hard work paid off, and all the things I did when nobody saw it just paying off today. So I'm just proud of myself, proud of the things I did to get here, and I'm just gonna keep it going, keep doing it going forward at Michigan.
That's a good thing you say there. You say you're proud of yourself, man. It's okay for individuals to be proud of themselves. When you work hard, when you put in that work, it's okay for you to be proud of yourself. It's very important that you're proud of yourself, but then it's very important, like you said, to keep it moving. Tell me about this 2022 class. My nephew, Michael Pollard, who we got some funny pictures of. I can't wait to put these up in a few. But I know he's a part of that class as well. Who do you like in this class? What is kind of what has endeared you to this class so far in terms of the guys coming up next year?
I mean, I like everybody in our class, but I mean, we have a really good secondary coming in. We're a great secondary coach. We got some good D linemen coming in, adding it to our class. We got some great linebackers too. So we obviously got some good receivers, running back. We got everything. So then we got one of the best classes in the country, and we're just going to keep the winning going next year.
Secondary coach talking about Coach Clinkscale.
That's right. Well, how influential did you become over the last 6 months or so in trying to get other recruits to come to Michigan, and how much easier was it to see the way they played this year, ultimately beating Ohio State and winning a Big Ten championship? How much easier did your job become?
Honestly, it became a lot easier. It was a lot of dudes on the fence before that game. And then once we won that game, a lot of dudes were ready to buy in. So I think it meant a lot. And it's just motivation to keep beating those schools when you see we can actually do it.
Hey, side note, Twitter and Instagram, social media didn't exist when I signed a letter of intent 21 years ago today. Talk about being the #1 player in the state. Talk about being a 5-star athlete, going to the University of Michigan. Talk about all the distractions that you have to withstand from the start of this year to the end of this year, because I know it had to be a lot for you.
Personally, I wouldn't really say it's distractions. I just say more like motivation for me. Just keep working hard and keep the things I have. And just keep it going forward at Michigan. I mean, really, I wouldn't say it's any pressure or any distractions right now.
Hey, Will, I'm under the understanding that you're going to graduate next week and then head to Ann Arbor or join the team. What's the deal? How is that process going to be, and to join essentially a playoff team?
Well, it's not for sure yet if I'll be able to practice, but yeah, I graduate next week Wednesday, so hopefully I can get a couple practices in before they leave to go practice in Florida. So, I mean, that'd be great for me just to get that experience this year before I even get there and get to practice with them and to see how I fit in with the team and just gel super early. So it'd be great for me.
Hey, Will, have you been following the other recruits across the country? There's a kid, Travis Hunter, that was going to go to Florida State, quarterback, and Deion Sanders plucked him over to Jackson State. Have you been following stuff like that?
I mean, yeah, I just saw it 20 minutes ago. I mean, that's great for him, great for black colleges. So, I mean, Deion pulled it off, so it's good for them.
Did Deion call you, by the way?
No, I haven't heard from Deion.
He was pretty locked into Michigan.
I know, but if Deion calls, are you listening? I mean, are you at least listening to him?
I mean, not anymore. I'm signing that paper for Michigan.
Prime time.
You learn fast, Will.
Prime
you learn
time.
fast.
There you go, Will. It's so fun. It's something easy. Going to Michigan, I remember going to Michigan. I remember the first thing I really was looking forward to. There's a ton of things that you want to do when you go up there. For me, first thing I wanted to do was be Ohio State. That's all I cared about. Everything else was secondary for me. My dad played at Michigan. I played at Michigan. Beating Ohio State was what I was looking forward to. You yourself, what are you looking forward to? I know it's a couple things, but what's the one thing that stands out?
Really, personally, I think the biggest thing for me, I just can't wait to get there and just get working. I've been looking forward to that for a long time, just to get in the program, to get coached up by those coaches up there, and just get acclimated to the culture up there. So that's personally the thing I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, Will, how, if anything, did your recruitment change when the NIL, name, image, likeness, was passed? I mean, we heard from Lane Kiffin, the head coach of Ole Miss, saying that, you know, everything has changed now. I've had guys come to me and say, this person says they're going to get this much from that person, and this, you know, like money's being exchanged and all that stuff. Money's being promised. How was it for you? When was that name, image, likeness? What happened there? Like, what was your experience like, for lack of a better way to say it?
I mean, there's obviously a lot more NIL deals and stuff like that for when you do get there, but I wouldn't say people used it to get me to come to their schools, because that's not really allowed. But, I mean, obviously, if you make plays on the field and you're a good brand to endorse, a good endorsement for brands to have, I mean, you'll get a lot more deals and a lot more money in college. So, just got to take care of your business first.
Hey, man, I tell you like this right now, well, anything you need, brother, I'm always in Ann Arbor. I'm always around. I talk to Anthony quite often. So as a former alum, my number is always on. It's always available to you, sir.
All right, thank you. Probably be hitting you up soon.
Hey, I look forward to it.
Hey, Will, how'd they treat you at Grosse Pointe South? That's the alma mater, of course, of one Ryan Ermanni over here.
Roll on,
how'd those Blue Devils,
Devils,
how'd those Devils treat you?
You were actually in one of my teacher's classes. You visited Mr. Pelletier.
I did.
Yeah, he showed us your video in our class, so I know about the show and all that. So yeah, they're
How did I do? Did I do all right?
Yeah, you did great.
Okay, good.
Hey, Will. Before I let you go, was there any great stories told to you about how great of a football player I was at Grosse Pointe South High School?
Absolutely.
Did anybody retire the number 35 anywhere? Did you see it around the building, or any sort of framed photos of me anywhere in the building?
No, but I heard you say you never came off the field. That's
Ever.
We never got on the field.
Hey, man,
Ever.
you lay off my boy. You lay off my boy.
Thanks, Will. Will, we are huge fans of yours.
Definitely.
Congratulations to not only you, but your entire family, because it takes a village, man.
You're not kidding.
And congratulations to everybody that you're with today. Enjoy your signing day. We know you're going to be over there at Park, and man, we're huge fans of yours, and continued success, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
You bet.
We'll have you on to sing the victors when it's all said and done.
Yeah, that's right.
Can't wait to get him in that secondary, man.
Go
Be one of the
Blue,
next
Will.
greats.
Go Blue. All right.
Blue.
Will Johnson, everybody, the #1 player in the state of Michigan.
That's awesome.
Just a perfect. Well, I don't want to use the word
Sweet
perfect.
kid.
Just a great young man.
Catch
young man.
Catch them.
Yeah.
Catch
hey,
them.
grab
Stick.
them, fish. Grab them. Hey, come back, please.
That's Ernie and Carmen
Come back.
Modestino.
Come back.
From the Shores.
Come
Yep.
back. We want to see them.
It's like somebody heard us. We sent the call out, and here they come running
Yeah,
with
we
presents,
were
so.
a little distracted because we did have a family come in and drop off some toys as we were interviewing Will Johnson. And again, if people are going to do this, we're going to put you on the air. Come on in. Come on in.
up here.
Come on
up here.
Maz,
We got a mic coming up.
we
Hey,
got
Carm.
a mic coming up. Great.
Go up to the
Come
front.
on up. Come on up to the front.
Yeah,
Come on up
Ernie.
to the front. Absolutely. Come on up. Come on up.
Go up. You donated
Come on,
toys
bring
to
the
us
mic.
So
here.
much. Come on up.
What's up, big guy? Appreciate it.
We
man.
just
So much. Good
wanted
see you,
to. We were in the middle of an interview, but we wanted
appreciate it.
to say thanks for dropping off the toys. Just introduce yourself and tell everybody where you're from and all that.
My name's Ernie Modestino. This is my daughter.
I'm Carmen Modestino.
Ernie and Carmen.
Yeah, we just think you guys have a great show. We're here all the time, and think you guys have a great show. I listen all the time to you guys, and I know Tom a bit, but I got to tell you, it's really refreshing.
That's
man,
great.
we really
Have you guys
appreciate
on the
that.
air, man. That's
Thank
all
you
I
so
can
much.
say.
Carm's an original lemon drop.
Oh yeah,
She's one of your famous
there you
lemon
go.
drops.
I remember the lemon drop stories of the managerial expertise of one Tom Mazawey. So thank you guys so much. We certainly appreciate it, and didn't want you to come in and just drop off toys. Wanted to give you a little bit of love as well.
We
So
appreciate
thanks for
it,
doing
man.
that.
But yeah,
Not a
you guys are
problem.
doing a great job.
We appreciate
Seriously,
it.
This
so
is
much,
great with
Tom.
all the
Thanks,
guys.
Ernie.
I hope you
Thanks,
reach your
Carm.
70,000.
Thank
We'll
you
get
so
there.
much.
You're
We'll
helping
get
us
there.
get there, Ernie. I appreciate that.
Couple, yeah.
If not, I'll come knocking on your door.
I'm sure you will.
Right.
Thanks, guys. Great show, though.
Appreciate that.
Great, thanks.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
guys. Thank you so much. So that's what it's all about here. And again, if anybody wants
Thank
to
you.
come, we'll put you on the air. We'll say thank you. Whatever the case may be, anything that we can do to get to our goal of topping $70,000. We are not there yet, but we are getting there, and we certainly appreciate everybody. Braylon, just a final thought on Will Johnson, how impressive he is as a young man. Just a great day.
Very impressive as a young man. One thing you see with these they're not kids anymore. They're raised so much faster than we were when we were young. Ryan, myself, Maz. These kids, they grew up a lot faster. They're raised, the drills that they do, the positions that they're in. They take football and sport and the work ethic. They take it very serious. They have a lot of humility. And they're just grown. Like when I asked him that question, he didn't flinch. He was like, we have good coaches up there. I'm just ready to get up there. And like, he's ready. Like I can see him playing now. I think it took us a while to be mature enough when we were coming out of high school. Like now these kids, they start going through real stuff like 8th grade in terms of training, in terms of mindset. So he's not flinching. I think he's going to be a damn good player.
Absolutely, and we certainly wish him all the success in the world. I do want to stick in the college game a little bit for you because I'm going to ask you to help me in regards to this Michigan football game against Georgia. I did too.
I forgot they had a game.
Let me tell you,
if it wasn't for these helmets right here,
I couldn't be less interested in anything
They
right
killed-
now.
they
If I
killed
tried.
our spirit.
They have killed me with this weight, and I want to ask you about that next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Woodward Sports. Missed part of the show today? Watch again on YouTube or download the podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Hey, gang, it's Maz from MyBookie.ag, MyBookie.com. It's our studio sponsor. That's right, we're filling our sponsored studio here with Stuff a Studio. That's right, all our toys coming in for the Christmas holidays going out to Mott Children's Hospital. I want to thank everyone involved in that. But speaking of MyBookie, if you guys want to make some money and make an extra Christmas present for yourself, you could double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. How do you do that? Just go to MyBookie.ag. Use the promo code Woodward. No matter what you put in, up to $1,000, MyBookie will double it for you. And that's your money to do whatever you want with it. Tomorrow, Thursday Night Football.
How about who's going to be on?
It's the Chargers.
We're going to have the Beer Man, too.
The Beer Man has got 5 in a row.
6-0.
He's 5 in a row. Who are the Chargers playing again tomorrow?
Chiefs.
The Chiefs. How many have they won in a row?
6.
They've won 6 in a row. So a lot of stuff in a row. So try it tomorrow. You could bet the NBA tonight. Hope you had Steph Curry last night for the over 3-point shots because he's been averaging over 5 3-pointers a night. So if you had that, you were a winner. So mybookie.ag, use the promo code Woodward to double your first deposit to $1,000, up to $1,000. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. If you have a problem gambling, call the Michigan Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
Number 2, Michigan takes on number 3, Georgia, in the Orange Bowl on New Year's Eve at 7:30. Michigan, a 7.5-point underdog.
The 3 is favored over the 2.
In that one, I will say, as high as I was after the Ohio State game, and then as high as I was after finally winning the Big Ten championship for the first time in 17 years, I could not be more low now.
Yeah.
This delay of a month has essentially killed my care, my spirit, my fandom, and it'll ramp up again, maybe.
It will.
I'm sure, look, not maybe, it will.
Exactly.
But it's not going to be like a week-long thing. It's going to be like a day of kind of thing. It's going to be like a day before kind of thing.
No, I think once you get to the week before, once you get to Christmas Eve, I think it'll pick all the way back up because Michigan hasn't been in this position ever. So I think the excitement will naturally come back. But to your point about from them finishing the Big Ten till now, like the energy's gone. Like, and that's what you guys talk about the playoff and playing more teams and expanding it because then it just continues to go. And maybe you do it to where you do it before New Year's, and get it out the way, the rhythm of it, like in the NFL. I tell you what, like this is who it helps, though. And this helps Georgia.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is in favor of Georgia. If you look what Georgia did in their last 4 games, they blow out a terrible Charleston, South Carolina. They blow out a terrible Georgia Tech. They lose to Alabama because they were playing all these bums.
Kentucky's their best win.
Exactly. They hadn't seen anything like Bama, and then they were used to playing. That's what gets you with playing these bums at the end of the season in that SEC conference. You play a Charleston, South Carolina. You play a Georgia Tech. Oh, and then you got Bama. You can't shape up well. Meanwhile, on the other side, Michigan, they're coming off beating Penn State. They're coming off blowing the doors off Maryland. They're coming off beating the snot out of Ohio State. They're coming off going to Indy and beating Iowa. First time there. They get it done. They're red hot. Like you always said, they're the hottest team last 6 weeks of football.
Man.
And now you cool them off and you allow Georgia to look at the film for a whole month on what they did wrong against Bama and fix it. This favors Georgia, and I couldn't agree with you more in terms of the delay and expanding so you don't have this problem.
You hit it on the head, Bray. Every single word out of your mouth is right on. And I go back to the 06 Tigers, how they had to wait 10 days to play the Cardinals, and they were cooked by then. The high of Magglio Ordonez winning the ALCS against the A's to the low of waiting and having to play an exhibition game in the freezing weather in Michigan. Or I don't even know, did they play indoors? I don't even remember back then. But this is a killer. It's a killer for the fans, man. And by now, the bowls should have already started.
And Maz,
what are we waiting on? There's 40 bowls.
If it's a killer for the fans, how much is it a killer for the players too? Because if there is the momentum, let's just say you expanded this playoff, and I'm not saying you have to be done by New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or anything like that. I'm not suggesting
Get the freaking process started.
But if you can just keep playing. If Michigan was a top 4 team or a top 2 team, give them the bye. That's 1 week off, not 4.
So Bama and Michigan get a bye.
And then you keep playing and you build momentum and you build this to a crescendo of a national championship. The way, and maybe this is just part of being a rookie. Alabama has this problem every year, it seems like, but of being a rookie in this playoff, what they do with this delay is an absolute killer.
Yeah,
look what it did to Michigan State back in the day. I mean, you could blame the weight on that as well.
Sure, go ahead. If I'm going to apply it to Michigan, I'll apply it to Michigan State.
I mean,
as well.
They came out, they were flat, and they were flattened.
Yeah, they.
But again,
Ohio State too. Alabama beat the hell out of Ohio State too the year before.
Alabama's a pro team. They're ready for all takers.
I mean, honestly, was there a hotter team in the country than Michigan? And I'm talking about from the Penn State win to the Maryland win to Alabama. Yes, they had their way with Georgia in the championship game, but they struggled against Auburn. They struggled
with a backup quarterback.
Absolutely,
in Auburn.
They struggled. I think a week or two before that.
They did.
There wasn't a hotter team in
the Tennessee game. They had to win in the fourth quarter.
There wasn't a hotter team in the country than Michigan, and I don't know how that will translate now on December 31st. I mean, I hope it does, but I couldn't tell you with any degree of certainty what's going to happen in that game because of this layoff. And you refer to the Tigers. I think that's a great example.
Now, with that being said, Jim Harbaugh is a professional. Jim has won at every level. Jim has coached at every level. So Jim's a guy he's going to do his due diligence. I'm pretty sure he's talking to guys all around the country that have been in this situation. He's doing his homework. He's finding out how to work these guys out, what the scrimmage schedule should be, how hard you work the guys, how much you pull off, because that can be a thing too. I remember playing where, final game was right around Thanksgiving, and then the Rose Bowl is until January 1, so it's a similar deal. And Lloyd, he learned from his USC. When we played USC my junior year, Lloyd worked the hell out of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he overworked us because we had so much time. By the time the game started, when we were playing against Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush and Mike Williams and Kerry Colbert and insert All-American here, we were beat up. We were tired because we had that long way, and he ran us too hard. When we got back out there the second year and we played Texas, he learned from his mistakes. He learned he had worked this too hard at Oosterbaum Fieldhouse. He learned that we went out there, we worked this too hard in L.A. So it was more of a chill regimen. It was more of a NFL-type schedule. Shorts, shells is what you call them when you're not the shoulder pads, but the little soft ones. Shorts, shells, just getting running, just getting some motion, but not beating each other down. He learned from that. I'm sure Jim's on the phone with Lloyd. I'm sure he's having these conversations. I think he will have the guys right. And the guys have the right mindset. That was the big thing, too, is that mindset. I ran into Blake Corum, I told you what he said. Job's not done. Talk to Andrew Anthony. You see Aiden Hutchinson at the Heisman Trophy. You see Aiden Hutchinson at the Lombardi. These guys have the right mindset because they're coached by the right people. So I think they will be ready, but it is tough.
I hate it. And I just think that this allows, and I hope we don't go too far out now because the College Football Playoff Committee said they're going to pause these discussions. I just think there's a way to do it. And again, we could talk till we're blue in the face about what is the right way to do it. I think 12 is perfect because you could have championship weekend, and then you can give those top 4 a bye, and then you can play the next 3 weeks leading up to January 1st of a national championship game. That seems like the calendar allows for that more than anything else.
Even with the current schedule, even as it is with just 4 teams in the college football playoffs, they still could play that college football game right after, the same week as Army-Navy. Like, shoot, you win your conference. The next week, whoever's in the 4, you got to have that playoff game that following week. So just like Georgia played Michigan, it would have been last week. Alabama playing Cincinnati, it would have been last week. You continue the momentum of conference finals until the playoff, and then you can rest. Because at least then it's like, all right, you've got the playoff out the way. Now you got the teams that are going to be in the national championship. Now you can take 3 weeks off and figure it out and get everybody there. I would even be in favor of that.
The bowl schedule starts on Friday, by the way.
Yeah.
With Fish's favorite bowl, the Bahamas Bowl.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Middle Tennessee,
That's
Toledo.
Neil's favorite bowl, but it's midday.
Toledo all
It'll be
day.
on during the show.
I think that's a noon game.
Yeah, I know what you guys will be watching that
noon.
TV,
Yeah.
not the show.
Then at 6 o'clock, you have
Taking
the
HBCU, baby.
Cure Bowl at 6 o'clock, Northern
yeah.
Illinois against Coastal Carolina.
Oh, the Huskies.
What happened to the Chanticleers of Coastal
I'm all
Carolina?
over the Rockets. The Rockets are the MAC conference, Mid-American
They are.
Conference, 5-1
Maction.
in their last 6 bowl games.
So you got 2 on the 17th,
Taylor.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the 18th.
Yep.
Why not spread these out? 1 on the 20th. 21st has 2. Then it
Well,
goes on and on.
Remember they
6 games on one day.
Remember they skipped Monday for Monday Night Football.
Right. They don't want to compete with the
In other words,
National Football
They
League.
should have They should have been playing bowl games already. Maybe that would have kept us at least in the college. Who's it even in the mood anymore for these college games?
Like college football season's over with.
Yeah, it's over.
I mean, and not only that, but like if you are a pro player and you're eligible for the draft in the coming year, you're not playing in any of these bowls.
Yeah.
That ship has sailed, and that's not the Kenny Pickett's and the Kenneth Walkers of the world. That's like, insert 3rd round pick here. You know what I mean?
Like, what am I doing?
And God bless him, no doubt about
Although
that.
you saw what Matt Corral said.
Yeah, he said he's not bailing.
Matt Corral said, "To hell with that. I'm playing." He said,
and I think you would have played.
Yeah, I would.
You know what I mean? Look, there are just some things that mean, like Ezekiel Elliott said. Back in 2016, he said, "I would give anything to dress up in the scarlet and gray one more time."
He's real. It's a different thing when you line up and you play with your brothers, guys that you've played video games with, you guys you've grown up with. In terms of 18 to 22, the guys that you guys gotten into trouble. You guys have pissed the coach off. You pissed some teachers off. You guys have been there for the struggle. This is before NIL. You know what I'm saying? So. When you put that uniform on, when you pulling up that pants leg next to the guy, he's pulling up his pants leg, and you call your brother, and you don't get that moment, man. Like you can't get those 4 years back. Like playing in the NFL was a beautiful experience, and I am blessed that I had a chance to go at a high level. But man, when I was sitting next to Lamar Woodley or Marlon Jackson or Ernest Shazer or Mike Hart or Morgan Trent, Adrian Arrington, and you're just excited.
Adrian Arrington. There's a name
for out of Cedar
heard in a long time.
Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So I got a funny story about his girlfriend burning his apartment down.
Oh man, I don't know how funny that is.
Trying to cook some chicken.
What's your bad moon rising?
Hey,
there you go.
guys, I want to ask you something because something very significant happened today on National Signing Day, and I want to ask you if it may be a trend. The number 2 overall player in college football says no to Florida State, says no to Georgia, and yes to Deion Sanders at Jackson State.
HBCU, baby.
I want to ask you if that is something we could see more of in the future. We'll talk about that. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. With mortgage interest rates unbelievably low, the stakes to find your new home have never been higher. And that's why Hall Financial's exclusive realtor network allows us to connect you with a top-rated realtor in your area, making sure you take on the housing market and win. Hall Financial has earned over 4,000 five-star reviews because of our technology and our commitment to closing your loan fast. 866-CALL-HALL or chat with us online at callhallfirst.com.
The pros know. Go! Listen Monday through Friday for Big D Energy Live on the Woodward Sports Network with Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty, former Lion Joik Bell, and the silky voice of Neil Rule.
Hey, gang, I want to tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. We like simple stuff. Football 5 days a week. Football at all, by the way, any day of the week. We like things uncomplicated, and that's what you'll get here at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Very
Wicked
easy.
awesome.
That's right. It is wicked awesome, Fish. All you got to do is you walk in, you sign in, you sit down, and before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Ooh-wee. That's right. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week, 10 to 8. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
That's right.
Hey, Michigan State did some good things today
Michigan
as well.
State absolutely did some
Top
good
20
things.
class. Mel Tucker thinks that he's got his kids with the NIL and everything going in the right direction.
Michigan State pushing for a top 15 class. Certainly doing some good things today. And we would be remiss if we did not congratulate Mel Tucker and the Michigan State Spartans football program for making Tate Myre one of the
honorary dogs.
That's
Spartan
right.
dogs.
Honorary Spartan dog, and extending him an honorary National Signing Day today. Tate Myre, of course,
Very nice, Tate. Very
tragically lost his life in the school shooting in Oxford. So kudos to the Spartans. You get a go green out of me for doing that. That is absolutely fantastic.
Go white.
There you go. Absolutely.
Micah Pollard as well, brother.
Micah Pollard signs with the University of Michigan today. A gentleman you know very much. Braylon, go ahead and speak glowingly about number 41 there.
Hey, number 41 can hit you. He can catch you. He can outthink you. My nephew can do it all. I'm so proud of him. So excited that he's going to don those colors, man. This is a big deal in our family. We're extremely excited. Micah's a humble kid. We'll try to get him on tomorrow. But here's a picture of Micah before he blew up. And I can't wait to put this picture up. Oh, check him out.
Oh, man, he's ready.
Check him out.
Look at that.
Look at him at number 12. You know what his nickname used to be, Ryan? Blaze. I remember the first time Ermanni, that's my sister, she sent me a highlight of Blaze, as he was called then. He had to be about 8, and he just outran everybody on the field. It was like, yep, he's going to somebody's D1 institution.
Remind the peeps who his dad is.
His father is the head of player development down in Jacksonville. Marcus Pollard, longtime tight end for the Colts, played, scored, I want to say 30 touchdowns with Peyton Manning, went out to Seahawks, played for the Detroit Lions as well. And my sister was no slouch either. She hooped and was almost all-state, I believe, North Farmington. So
all right.
You talk about that
good stock.
That stock right there. That's why you have Blaze, man. He's a hard hitter, smart thinker. Can't wait to get him on here tomorrow so I can have him talk a little bit as well.
Congratulations to him as well, and thanks to Mom for sending us those pics.
She was on it. Mom
she was on that
side.
with the quickness. Hey, let me talk to you about this, Braylon and Tom. Travis Hunter, the number 2 player in the country,
prime time,
says no to Florida State, says no to Georgia. He was a stronghold for Florida State. So many people thought that he was going to help turn that program around because of how good he is. He decommits from Florida State, signs with Deion Sanders in Jackson State. Braylon, your thoughts on this, if this is something you think we will start seeing more of?
I think you will start seeing more of this. You know, I think the big thing with HBCUs is they were not pipelines into the NFL. Like, they have great education. You look at a Morehouse, you look at Howard, you look at Hampton, you look at Spelman, Clark. They have great education. But in terms of being a pipeline to get from, you know, set college sport to NBA, to MLB, to NFL, it wasn't happening. It's not going to happen. Every once in a while there is one, but it's not going to happen. Now, insert Deion Sanders, insert Eddie George. You see what Deion Sanders did this year. He's the coach of the year. His son is freshman of the year. They're 11-1. They won their conference. Now black parents, especially with the social climate of the world, especially with, you know, the race, the back and forth, the race things, you know, you never want to talk about black and white, but it exists, so let's be honest. Now black parents can say, you have an individual that represents you, you have a school that represents you, you want to give back to the community in that school. Hell, let's think about it. There have been some great players that come out of HBCUs. In fact, Jackson State has arguably the best running back of all time, and that
Walter Sweetness.
Yeah, Jerry Rice, Mississippi Valley State. You know, rest in peace, Steve McNair, Alcorn State. Doug Williams, Super Bowl MVP, Grambling. So don't act like there aren't individuals that have had major success. Now you got a guy in Deion Sanders who you know he's going to get your kid in the NFL, or you know he has the connections to be able to have people come take a look at your son, get you into a back door, or get you into the first round. So I think you will start to see this more, but it's not going to become a thing where it takes away from kids going to Georgia, Bama, Michigan. Like you heard Will. Will was like, hey, look, it's good what Prime's doing down there, but I'm trying to go to the big house. I want to play in front of 100,000. I don't want to play in front of 10,000.
Hey, Bray, Dom Rivera's got a question for you. He says, Do you think the kid committing to JSU, who we're talking about right now, does him a disservice? He's going to be dominant, but will he be going up against anyone near the talent as if he stayed at FSU?
I mean, it's a very valid question. You know, he's not going to be facing the same type of competition, but at the same time, if you're good, you're good. If you're going to be great, you're going to be great. Because Deion Sanders is an individual. He knows what the next level is about. He's arguably the best defensive player of all time. Maybe he's second behind you-know-who, Lawrence Taylor. He knows how to get guys ready. So maybe he's not playing that same level of competition, but he's working just as hard. He's doing the proper drills. He has the right mental toughness. He's getting the right type of mental coaching. So, I mean, Walter Payton made it happen. Jerry Rice made it happen. I know these are diamonds in the rough, but if you have the skill, if you listen, if you pay attention, I'm sure Prime can get you to the next level and be ready.
I think where we are right now in this climate, and I'm just talking about on the field, this climate, there's proof that you can go pro no matter where you go. Hell, you can go to Wayne State. Joyce Bell went pro. Tom Beer went. You know what I mean? Like
Carson Wentz.
North
Dakota
Trey
State.
Lance.
Trey Lance. You know, you can go to Division I,
Malik
Division
Willis.
II. You can go anywhere and go pro. It's got to be the right fit for you. And that's one thing that Deion Sanders and Eddie George, they're providing, you know, perhaps the best fit for any particular student athlete out there. I will say this: the one thing you cannot replace at these CU colleges, historical black colleges and universities, is you cannot replace playing in front of $100,000 or 100,000 fans.
You got the NIL stuck in your head.
Yeah. And you cannot replace playing in front of 15 million people on television. Those are the two. Everything else, the playing field is level.
Yeah.
Everything else except those two things.
ESPN might be going.
Absolutely.
And ESPN might be tapping that now and going into that realm and putting these colleges, give them their own day. Look, MACtion is on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yep.
Maybe these schools will have their own night as well. Maybe Thursday night.
And you're right. You saw what happened. I know Fish remembers the first game day of the year was what? It was an HBCU game day.
There you go.
The first one of the year. It was Southern and Grambling, I want to say. So ESPN has already started the ball rolling. But why was that ball started? That's because Deion went to Jackson State. Eddie George went down.
They also went to Bishop Sycamore.
Yep.
Nice.
For high school.
Nice bring back.
First Take, a show on ESPN that a lot of people love or hate it. They every Wednesday they go to historical black colleges.
Very
so
true.
That's another thing they do.
I'll
Shout out to
guarantee
Fish,
this.
and I appreciate. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that. We've had an issue with the headsets here. And my buddy Fish comes through for me for the Christmas holiday. Got me my own fresh purple.
Wow.
It's a nice purple. Fits so smooth. You see how I have it hidden? You can't see.
Wow.
I haven't had any
Are
problems.
you hearing things? Are you hearing everything?
I appreciate you,
Wow.
buddy.
Thank you, sir.
How great
Merry
is
Christmas.
that?
Thank you.
Hey, I want to
hear
say
everything.
something. Deion Sanders, you could guarantee this. Florida State probably offered him the moon
$1 billion
to come there. Secretly, they offered him everything.
Yeah.
And he said no. Why did he say no?
Oh, this is a good
I think
one.
I think that's an easy one. You know,
in terms of what they've done. Go ahead. I'll let you guys answer it.
I think he's trying to make a difference in his community.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think Deion Sanders got a lot of money. I think now it's more about his impact on young black men and their families. Period. That's what it's about for Deion. Now, you're doing the Aflac commercials and he's making money, and rightfully so.
But he's also drawing attention to himself in Jackson State.
Absolutely. And I think that's what it's about for Deion Sanders. So, for a guy that's been to the top of the mountain and now he could do anything he wants, I think Deion Sanders, and I don't know this, but I surmise, I kind of have this belief, that he's like, okay, where can I make the most impact right now? Where can I make the most impact in my community? And his belief, and he's doing a hell of a job so far, is being the head coach at Jackson State.
What I like about it too, Maz, is this isn't something that just came out of nowhere, where Deion Sanders is doing broadcasts for NFL Network, and then all of a sudden he's the head coach of Jackson State. And he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Like, if you remember, he had those high school games where he was coaching high school. He was coaching his sons. He was doing those camps in the summertime. He's been doing that for the last 15 years. So he's been coaching. He's been getting his mind right. I understand high school is different from college, but everybody starts somewhere. Lloyd Carr started at Gabriel Robichaux and then went to Michigan. So, like, you start in high school, and he's done that. So then for him to win 11-1, win Coach of the Year, that's not by accident.
Right.
So I like that this isn't a ploy, or this isn't just something he's doing to draw attention. He, like you said, is very serious about being the head coach of Jackson State, creating a culture, and then hope that his brothers will do it as well at other schools.
And let me say this about Deion, too. His kid could have gone anywhere in the country he wanted.
Yeah.
Like, if Deion wanted to go be the coach at Florida State, he could have been the coach at Florida State, and his kid could have played there too. His kid could have played at any team in the school in the country. It's not like we've seen this and I'll use I hate to Mike Davis, the coach at UAD.
Right.
You know, like, he's the coach at UAD, so his kid goes to play
UAD.
for him at UAD. Now, Antoine Davis could have played anywhere too.
Right.
But he went to go play for his dad. Conversely, Deion could go coach anywhere he wants, and his kid
Maybe
could have played
Deion
for
wants
him.
to be the next Eddie Robinson.
Potentially.
Eddie Robinson's a great man. Grambling coach for 60 years.
Winningest coach in college football history.
Eddie Robinson.
That's right. Great man. Great things going on there at Jackson State for sure. Lane Kiffin, guys, has had some interesting things to say about free agency, as he calls it, in college athletics.
He's one to talk.
I want to get your take on what he had to say. We'll do it next. Ermanni and Edwards. Having a great day so far. This is an incredible
but
show.
You know what it is? It's the holiday cheer. It's the spirit. You know, you look at the toys in the studio. As Matt says, how do you not?
That's right. How do you not? How do you not?
Ermanni and Edwards, Woodward Sports Network. Bottom line.
It's that time of the year again. Time for our second annual Stuff a Studio with Woodward Sports. Last year, Metro Detroit came together to help make the largest single toy donation in Mott Children's Hospital history. This year, we make it even bigger. Stuff a Studio is happening December 13th through the 17th at the Woodward Sports Studios in Birmingham. The children in Mott Children's Hospital fight so hard all year. Now it's up to all of us to help bring a smile to their faces. So while you're out holiday shopping, make sure you pick up an extra toy or two and help us spread some love to Metro Detroit this season. We look forward to seeing you December 13th through the 17th as we stuff our studio with Woodward Sports and Myre.
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
You know what's good to have with times like this when it's 20 degrees one day and then it's 60 degrees on another day? It's good to be able to have air as well as heat.
Ooh-wee.
When you have heating and cooling, you always have a chance to be comfortable. Ladies and gentlemen, visit northwesterntech.edu to find out how you can make $77,000 out the gate, providing a service that is always essential, the heating and cooling service.
I don't think you use heat.
I don't.
You only use air conditioning.
This is very true. This is except for that, like end of December, like all the way through January, I use heat. Once we get to February, I'm back to the AC. But you find out how you can make $77,000 and get a career. northwesterntech.edu.
I think people really say it this way, but let's not make a mistake. I mean, we have free agency in college football, and the kids a lot of times go to where they're going to get paid the most. So no one else is saying that maybe, but, you know, the kids say, this is what I'm getting here for NIL, you know, and so what we really have, it is what it is. You know, free agency has been created in college football. You know, I can go, except you can't lock people into a contract. You know, they can go at any time. So it's a new world that we're in, you know, and sometimes they want to come to you and say, hey, I get this much money if I go there. So this is just a whole new thing to deal with.
Lane Kiffin, shut up. You are one to talk about individuals having the right to just go wherever the hell they want to. Oh, look at this guy. He decided I want to play at Oakland. Didn't work out. Let me go to Tennessee. Let me go to USC. Let me go to Alabama. Let me go to Florida Atlantic. Oh, let me go to Ole Miss. Oh, it's working at Ole Miss. I'll stay. Smart decision by you. By the way, smart decision by you. He's talking about players can just go anywhere. It's free agency. Coaches can go anywhere. It's just free agency. So at the end of the day, what are we really talking about here? Like, that's what they opened up the door to. If you want to keep a player, then keep him happy. Recruit the right players. Bring the right players to your system. One of the things we talk about with Jim Harbaugh, how Michigan had the most players in the last 4 years enter the transfer portal, with the exception of this year. They've had the most over the last 4 years. That is partially a part of recruiting. You're recruiting the wrong guys. They're not panning out because they're not panning out other places as well. So Lane Kiffin, recruit the guys you want, get them to play, and keep them there. I don't want to hear this. This is crazy.
How much of a check is he going to write to Arch Manning next year?
Exactly.
Because Arch Manning is the hottest name out there in college sports.
He wants to play Ole Miss like his grandfather.
He's not locked up yet. He's going Ole You don't think Uncle Peyton wants him to go to Tennessee?
I don't think Peyton cares about Tennessee as much anymore.
Let me say this, though, and I don't necessarily disagree with you. I was talking a while back to a long-time coach. He's been a coach, high school sports coach in this state for over 3 decades. And I said, how have the kids changed over the course when you first started to what you're doing now? And he said, the kids haven't changed at all. It's the parents that have changed. So along with this NIL, name, image, likeness, I can envision the parents changing. What can you do for my son in terms of money? It's blue chips, baby. It is blue It's chips. blue chips.
And Nick Nolte, great movie.
And I'm not saying that as a parent you don't have that right to try to get as much as you can, but I could envision having a kid set up for total failure because they went to a school, a coach that really wasn't the best fit for them just because they could provide the most right now.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
When I think of it, I look at, remember the movie He Got Game?
Oh, yeah.
With
Ray
somebody
Allen.
whose record just got broken last night, we'll talk about next segment. Remember when he was in the car with his uncle picks him up from a recruiting trip, and he's driving a Lexus, and then the way it was explained to him, it's okay because it's in my name, you won't get in trouble. He's an uncle that took in Jesus Shuttlesworth and his sister when their parents died, or one with the judge's parents died. He was trying to get a piece of his pie. He was trying to get that Lexus, and then he said, yo, man, you got to take this back. That's what Ray Allen says. And he's like, man, what's wrong? You don't like the color? But what I get to is what you said, I agree. Parents going to want to get their slice. Like, parents are like, what can you do for my son? No, what they mean to say, what can you do for me? Right. How much money is on the table for us? Because that money that's coming in, that Quinn Ewers $1 million deal, don't you think his parents weren't taking $900,000 of that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, the parents want to get paid, and to
I
a
don't
certain
blame
extent. No. Rightfully so. Yeah. Plus, you keep your kids out of trouble when you're talking money like that at 18, 19 years old.
Can I get a private jet to the away games?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I mean, I'm just saying. Of
course.
What these parents
are
negotiating now. So why did Lincoln Riley go over to USC? Because his family was going to get themselves a jet to go anywhere the hell they wanted to go. That's just one of the reasons, but that's why not, man? It's in play.
They're making money. Why the hell not put your hand out and make some money?
It is in play. I think ultimately, though, what you're going to see is water will find its level.
Yeah, because Pandora's box is open all the way up.
Yeah,
oh, it's open. It's
open.
gone.
Nobody really knows how to react to this right now. So
because you don't want to be on the wrong side of your comment, too.
Look at Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, the dude got $1 million to go to Ohio State, essentially, and has left after 1 year.
So he gave the deal back then.
Well, I don't know. There's no contract you're signing. You're not signing. You know what I mean?
I don't think he got paid it. Like, itid be interesting. to see.
I think it was a 3-year autograph.
He got a piece at least.
Yeah, he probably signed.
It was a 3-year autograph. Thing.
He probably got $300,000,
which you could still do. Which you could still get.
I didn't see $300,000 in college.
Yeah, it's just a different way to think about it. We're all going to have to transition. Who said? I think it was Ryan Day actually at Big Ten Football Media Day in September or in August.
You got to take what he says with a grain of salt.
Yeah, but he said 5 years from now you will not recognize college football as it is today.
I don't think it'll be that long, to be honest with you. I remember
it's already happening now. Remember when we first came on, around the first week that we were going, and we talked about what the BYU boosters were doing.
That's
how
right.
the BYU boosters essentially, started that company. I think it was a health bar or a protein bar, and all the walk-ons, they put them they put them on contract so that they could pay for their tuition. So it's free tuition, and they got me to thinking, and we talked about it. I was like,
that's a great point.
So that now means that Alabama is going to have 122 scholarships.
Yep. That's what that means.
Because another booster can do the same thing down in Tuscaloosa, where now you're going to a kid's, and that's why I say you don't recognize the landscape. You can go into a kid's room and say, hey, listen, we know you're a 3-star, but we really like you. We got this 5-star, we got this 4-star, but we still can pay your tuition. Come here. You don't think that 4-star or that 3-star is going to go to Alabama and wait his turn versus taking that scholarship at Louisiana Lafayette?
Look what Maize and Blue did with Michigan State.
You
put them on the map
gave the
too.
big boys leverage, and you know they're going to take it.
At Texas, University of Texas, their offensive linemen get $50,000 a year.
Not bad.
So if you're an offensive lineman, where are you going? What can you do for my son? At Texas, he can get $50K. Can you give him $75?
Oh, by the way, Quinn Ewers didn't go there for no reason.
Right?
Of course. We got to get the spin dog on because little Rocco Spindler in Notre Dame. I'd like to know.
Did he sign with them today?
No, he's been there a year already.
Oh.
Rocco Spindler has been with Notre Dame a year. Brian Kelly leaves, and we're gonna get Mark Spindler on here one of these days. He's gonna break it down for us. I want to know what it took to keep Rocco there at Notre Dame.
By the way, Texas is, you mentioned Texas. Texas is the #1 program as it relates to, what was the stat? Was it money? Hold on, I got it.
Not making a playoff?
You think about it. I'm going to get to a break. On the other side, we're talking Steph Curry. Made history last night at the Mecca. I'm going to ask you a question about the Mecca.
You're talking about the Milwaukee Bucks old home court?
Oh, man. More good games have been played in Cleveland over the last 30 years than the Garden. Ermanni.
Shut your mic off.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line. Shut up.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Putting on a show here, and that's how you answer. We love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.
Hey, gang, it's Maz for the Folding Warehouse in Hamtramck, home of the world champion tag team here, Ryan Ermanni and Braylon Edwards, at least here at Woodward Sports. They're pretty good. Anyway, if you want to know what it is, it's throwing a football at bowling pins. Knock them all down, and you take home the prize. You can host your corporate party there, team building event, or just go in with family and friends. Make sure you check them out and ask for the inventor of folding. You want to ask for Chris and Noni Hutt in Hamtramck. 2 ways to play, $10 unlimited open play or private lane reservation. They got over 100 beers, the $2 mystery beer machine, multiple full bars, and you bring the food or have it delivered in, whatever you want. Just come get your fold on. Check them out at thefoldingwarehouse.com.
Start Wiggins again. Here's Curry for the record. It's good! There it is! Stephen Curry! The all-time three-point king in the NBA! Three-pointer, number 2974.
2,974 three-pointers, 2,974.
And counting.
And counting. Steph Curry becomes the all-time three-point champion.
He's the king.
I think we got more presents.
We got more presents.
This is my Uncle Ray, man.
Uncle Ray, come on in.
This is Ray Narhines of Birmingham Chikini, which is around the corner, which is actually where I got my sport coat that I had on earlier. What's up, Smooth?
How you doing?
What's going on, man?
We're going to get you a microphone.
Really?
We're absolutely.
Hey, Uncle.
If people are kind enough to bring us
Ryan's
toys,
watching, Mom is watching,
we are
so
putting
say hi to
people
Mom
on.
and Ryan.
Thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. So welcome.
Hey, talk about, man, you brought us some toys, man, brought us some stuff, man.
Hey, the kids always are, at this time of year, always first on the list. So whenever, we can do something special for kids, I'm always here and there.
That's awesome. Well, we certainly appreciate it. We'll have you give that to Braylon. Braylon will stick it.
I'll stick it over there for us.
There you go.
All right, sir.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Love the show.
Oh, we love that.
There we go. This is my guy, man. We go back 2004.
Wait, a little further than
about 2001, maybe 2001, 2002, man. First two that I ever had came from this guy. Many conversations of life.
Draft suit.
Oh man,
draft suit. You got your draft suit?
This is where I get all my suits.
Oh man,
draft suit. Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me show you.
Well, where's the store at? Where's the suit store?
Tell us about the store.
The store is located right around the corner on Old Woodward. We're called Chikini Custom Clothier. We're the best in the business.
It's not even close.
I'm the best in the business.
Nice.
It's not even close.
Ray
This is
Hines.
the man right here. This is feel this.
Let me see.
Right?
Let me see.
Oh, some of that in.
Oh yeah. We love that. We love that.
Slide that jacket on.
That's awesome. Well, we're gonna come see you. Thank you. And we hope. Look, we hope any business, anybody, any fan out there, any listener, any watcher, patronize the people that are helping us do this toy drive for Mott Children's Hospital. Guardian Alarm and Myers made this possible for us, so we thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Give us the name one more time.
Chikini Custom Clothier, Ray Hines.
There you go.
Uncle Ray, do you make pullovers over there?
I sure do.
Okay,
I sure do.
I'll be over.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. And if there's anybody out there that wants to join in on our fun, we are stuffing a studio through Friday as we raise money and toys. And look, we want the toys, but if you don't have time to go get a toy, come bring us some cash or check, and we'll send stick to Myre.
Venmo, too.
Venmo.
Yeah.
Oh, we have Venmo. Woodward Sports.
At Woodward Sports.
How
Venmo.
about that?
How about that? Huh? We're easy.
That. I know.
How about crypto? Can they send crypto in?
Well, we don't know about
Joint
that just
Bell
yet. We don't know just about that just yet.
I'll tell you, is Uncle Ray, can he dress? Or can he dress?
God. Great looking guy.
Oh, man.
Why do you think this is the guy I go to for the style and fashion?
How cool is that draft suit, huh?
Oh, man. I got to bring, matter of fact.
We gotta have a shot.
I got a shot. I'll find it and send it to you.
Can you fit that draft suit?
Yeah, of course I can. It was a Steve Harvey suit. That's when they were wearing suits big.
All right.
But we were talking about stuff. We're talking about the Garden last night. And you were talking
what
about
a place to play.
The
greatest place to play.
I have a problem with this. Is we're talking about the Mecca and how great the Garden is. We're coming up on 48 freaking years that the Knicks have been relevant. I mean, it's really been 48 years since their last NBA championship. Why is...
Hold on.
They were in the finals in 99. Why is this considered the Mecca? There have been more important games played in Cleveland.
All right, 2 reasons.
Over the past 30 years.
One, you're full of it. 2, can we talk about how good of a job that the Mecca, a.k.a. Madison Square Garden, MSG, and the Knicks did, what they did for Steph? To have a moment like that, and you're away from home.
They know what they're doing.
They did a hell of a job because they know they won't get that moment from their own team. So they did a hell of a job. So you got to give some love to MSG. Ryan, to talk to you, the only person that's had good games in Cleveland is LeBron James. There's only 2 performances I even remember that weren't LeBron James. One was the shot Jordan hit on the Cavs, and the other one on Elo, and everybody thought he kicked him. And then the other shot is the shot that KD hit, and the second time they played him at the top of the key with a second left in like Game 5.
But if you're talking about individual performances,
the reason why it's called the Mecca is because what all has taken place there. WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2, hell, the birth of the WWF, what it was called back then. Jordan, the double nickel, his first year back. LeBron, 60 there 2 years ago. Kobe's last game, he had 50 there. Willis Reed, Steph Curry last night. Ali and Frazier. The list goes on. It's called the Mecca because everything happens there in every different sport, not just basketball.
It's called the world's most famous arena for a reason, right?
Why?
I just named
because
these
it is in Midtown Manhattan.
Is it because of the boxing matches that have been held there?
No,
because WrestleMania has been held here too.
All the great college games that have been played there. All the NIT back in the day.
The NIT. That's why it's the most.
Well, the
famous
NIT
arena
was
in the world.
around before the NCAA had their tournament.
The National Invitation Tournament. That's what you come.
It was the tournament.
The infamous Big East tournament back in the day.
The Big East played there. That was the home.
The Big East played there?
Yeah, that was the Big East.
That makes it the most famous arena in the world?
I just named you a ton of things.
It's an iconic venue.
Okay, I give you this. The Silver Dome, that's what we had, right? We had WrestleMania 3.
What about Joe Louis Arena?
Okay, a couple Red Wings games.
4 Stanley Cups out of that arena, multiple Monday Night Raws, multiple Summer Slams, Tommy the Hitman Hearns.
I just named you Frazier and Ali, and you dare to bring up Tommy the Hitman Hearns? Frazier and Ali.
Okay, that was an iconic moment.
Rocky Marciano and Joe Louis.
Well,
right, you don't have to like it. It's okay.
No, I
we don't care.
Forgive me
We don't
if the
care.
Knicks. If the Knicks, and I'm not talking about, because the Palace of Auburn Hills, by the way, was the second most used venue in the country when it was going on, only behind Madison Square Garden, okay?
Right.
When the Palace was hot, there was no better place. Everybody went through the Palace. Is that some iconic building?
I can tell you this. Steph Curry didn't break it against the Pacers for a reason. He waited till the night after
he was
to
5
break
of
it
15
at
for this.
MSG.
It's not like he's trying to miss.
I'm
You
just
think he was
telling you.
trying to miss shots?
I'm going to tell you this. If he wasn't going to play at home to break it, that's the only place he wants to break it at is in the Garden.
And he admitted that last
Okay.
night. He wants to go to the Garden. But what I'm saying is the New York Knicks have not been relevant in 5 decades.
I was 11 years old when they won. I told you that.
But it's not about the Knicks. Just like you said, there's been a ton of great performance here. That's the second most used venue at the time when they were using it. It's not about the Pistons. It's what you use the venue for. It's been so many iconic things that happened in so many different genres, different concerts, from Bono to Cyndi
Billy
Lauper
Joel,
to
baby.
Billy Joel
Oh, man,
to
Piano
Elton John
Man.
He still
to
plays there once
Jay-Z
a
and
month.
Beyonce to like Watch the Throne with Kanye. Like, it's so many things have happened, and that's what makes it iconic. Because it's not just one thing. It's not just the Knicks. That's why it's iconic.
Do you know that Billy Joel plays there once a month?
I did not know that. But let me tell you
It's the only place he plays.
Let me tell you something. You want to talk to me about Yankee Stadium being the mecca of baseball?
It is.
The holiest of holy grounds
was.
for baseball.
It was.
It was. Do you know why?
Yeah, because they won 20
Because the
some odd
Yankees
championships.
won championships. Why this? The Rangers suck too.
1940, 1994.
This building houses 2 of the worst franchises in the history of sports.
Isn't that something? And it's still the best.
Forgive me for saying that this building, how it got the reputation, because look, if you want to say this is an iconic building because of everything that has happened there, if Taylor Swift wants to say, oh man, I'm playing the Garden tonight, Billy Joel plays here and Bono plays here and the Stones and Michael Jackson have played here, you know, correlating music to music is one thing, but like if you're Steph Curry, what do you say? Ali fought in this arena.
What did you just call it, by the way?
What?
You just called it something in passing. You said the Garden.
The Garden.
I rest my case.
What about the Palace?
You say the Garden, everyone knows what the
Could
Garden
have been
is.
the Boston Garden.
Nah, they know you're talking about MSG.
They know it's MSG.
Could have been the parquet floor.
It's just
the Garden speaks for itself. Man.
It's just the
I think
moments.
you're full of crap.
It's just the moments that have happened. Like if I'm Steph Curry, like now, like you want your name to be mentioned with the greats, and the greats all do one thing: they have a game or they have a moment at Madison Square Garden. The infamous Reggie Miller. 13 seconds with
Amazing.
Spike Lee choking himself. Like there are iconic moments. For some reason or another, the Lions are cursed. For some reason or another, great things happen at the Garden.
That's like saying, oh my God, the Ford Field is the most iconic building in the world because WrestleMania 3 took place here. The Final Four took place there.
WrestleMania 3 was at Silverdome.
The quick loan play here. I mean,
every year.
2000.
Hey, let me do something.
Yeah.
Alex, play the cut again.
WrestleMania 3 and 23.
Hey guys, listen to this.
John Cena.
Yeah,
Cena.
Listen to this. Play the cut again. Just listen to the organ. Automatically, you know where the game is. Go ahead, play it.
Start Wiggins.
You hear that?
Yeah,
That's the Garden.
It's the Garden.
You know where defense started? The Garden.
You know the great thing about Steph, not to cut you off, Max, because you're on fire.
No, I'm not full of it. Don't make me get up.
I think you're full of it. I'm on Matt's team right now. Don't make us jump you.
More important games.
But the good thing about, like the crazy thing about Steph, he breaks the record.
Quick loans arena.
Just, it's not about the ball going in with Steph. It's how the ball goes in with Steph. Nothing but splash every time. Like, if you saw the first one he made last night.
It's sick.
It was the weirdest, most awkward position, and it just went down nothing but the bottom of the net. The one he breaks the record, it goes down. And to hear that noise, consistent.
Let's talk about Steph Curry. I got to get a break. Let's talk about Steph Curry. I will agree to disagree with you folks on the Garden.
Hey, let's play his commercial going out.
Okay, but
look at this thing.
We can do that, but I do want to talk to you about Steph Curry. Is he more impactful to a generation? Think about the words I'm using. Is Steph Curry more impactful to a generation than LeBron James?
Yes.
Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, this is going to be a good one.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
To know what a perfect shot feels like.
You gotta make your first shot.
You have to earn that. The real work is what people don't see. Hours and hours and reps. Perfecting that craft. I know the feeling that flows to the top of the release, and then you just kind of let the rest go. People say, what do you think about when you shoot? And I'm like, absolutely nothing.
Best ever.
Yep, love
Best
Steph
ever.
Curry. Let me tell you one thing that I've started doing, too, when I watch Steph Curry play basketball. When he shoots a three, I don't watch the ball. I watch him. Because he knows whether it's in or whether it's out before the ball even gets to the rim. And you can totally tell. Do this. The next time you watch Steph Curry play, when he takes the shot, watch him, not the ball. And he will tell you whether that ball's going in or not.
Well, first of all, he always thinks it goes in. But to your point, he literally turns. Like, he's already heading up the court once he gets a ball off.
Or
like,
he stands there.
Like, once he shoots it, he's either admiring or he's taking off because he knows they're about to come in transition because that ball is going in the hoop. And it is no mistake. And I've talked about this once on the show, and I'll bring it back since he just broke the record. It's no mistake that he's the best shooter of all time. Like, my father talked to Dale Curry, who's Steph Curry's father. This is some years ago to help my cousin find his jump shot, Brandon Kearney, who was at Michigan State at the time. And he said the workout that Steph did, start up under the, like right up under the hoop, make 100. Then a little bit back, right the dotted line, make 100. Then go to the free throw line, make 100. Then go to the three-point line, make 100. And then go to that 32-foot shot he likes to take. Then go to half court. Then go all the way back in. He would do this every day. He would go out, then go back in. And this is in the morning, and sometimes he do it in the evening as well. He did that for years. You saw the videos that they have of him as a little kid. He started shooting like that then, and he kept working and kept working and kept working. People only see the end result and are lazy. Everybody wants to get to the finite moment. Everybody wants to get to 2794. They don't want to put that work in.
Right.
You cannot dismiss the work that this man has put in since he was a kid and continues to put in. Kids, if you're listening out there, don't negate or don't run from the process. Because you don't just get there by wanting to get there. You got to put the work in.
He's changed the game. He's changed the way the game is played for every kid out there, what they work on, how important the three-point basket is, and how far back you can shoot it from. He's, to me, every bit like I would, if I am buying a ticket to go, I could go to one game to see Steph Curry play the Pistons or LeBron James play the Pistons. To me, it's Steph Curry. It's just
but in their prime. So in their prime, you still would take Steph over.
Steph's still in his prime.
Yeah.
No, but I'm
So
saying
is
LeBron's not in his. He's playing amazing.
But LeBron James like Tom Brady. I mean, that guy's like ageless, man.
Yeah, but
he could win an MVP this year. If he turns it on.
He should be third in the running right now.
Did you watch last night's game at all?
I did.
In the beginning of the game, they're just showing him practice, right? I watched it a half an hour prior. He's just shooting from the Madison Square Garden logo.
Yeah.
And it's like free throws.
Yeah.
One after the other, not even paying attention. Nothing but net. He didn't miss one. He's unbelievable.
To your question, Ryan, I'm taking Steph Curry.
I think so.
Over LeBron James. Now, where I would say what LeBron stands tall and he has revolutionized is off the court.
Sure.
Off the court stuff that he does in terms of being an entity, in terms of being an enterprise,
the brand.
in terms of the brand, and also in terms of taking the control and the power for players. What he, Chris Paul, have done with the NBA, they revolutionized that. Now, if we're just talking about on the court.
Just on the court.
Jordan, he's basically walking in Jordan's footsteps. You got Jordan, and then it was Kobe, and it was LeBron. LeBron tries to be a mix of Jordan, Kobe, and Magic Johnson. But if you're talking about revolutionary, shooting the way, like he changed the way you shoot the ball. He changed the way the games go. They're putting up 45 threes a night, some teams. 50 threes a night, some teams. You look at the rate at which he's making. Larry Bird, he has more threes than Larry Bird in a season than Larry Bird had in his career. Just think about that. Like, he's revolutionized it, and you've added individuals to the game that may have never been able to play at the NBA level. You look at some of these guys that look like Steph Curry, where you're like, how's this guy in the game? And now they're shooting like Trae Young. I remember when I first saw Trae Young in Oklahoma, I was like, this guy's too small. Meanwhile, he's destroyed the league, and especially last year in the playoffs, they were this close. They were this close.
He loves the Garden.
He owns the Garden too. There's another Garden moment.
Look at just
the movie Eddie with Whoopi Goldberg was in the Garden.
Yeah, that's right. Look at his own team though, Maz. I mean, look at a guy like Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Who is
you don't even hear about him.
No, but what I'm saying is Jordan Poole, kind of a thinner build, smaller guy who just sits there and jacks.
Yep.
I mean, he takes the ball to the basket. He can, but he just sits there and jacks. And that's how a guy like him stays in the league, because was he going to go down and get beat up down by the trees down low? There are no trees anymore. No, we're talking about Jordan Poole.
Oh, Jordan
Poole.
You
know, when you become an outside shooter like that, you preserve your body too. You're not banging on down there, going to the basket, getting hit every play.
You know what hurts me?
Plus now that go ahead, man.
The Warriors took him one spot ahead of which team?
Pistons.
Knicks.
Oh, the Knicks. Yeah. Knicks. Yep. You know what the 3-point shot has become? It's essentially like the RPO in football. And the reason why I say that is you get so good at shooting the three. Steph has a lot of easy layup looks because people are so ready for him to shoot that they're jumping at him before he even shoots. Now he goes by him and gets a easy layup. It's just like the RPO. When you bring in J.J. McCarthy into the game, people are scared that he's a dual threat quarterback. So when he pulls it out sometimes, you're waiting for him, and now the running back is wide open. It's sort of like the RPO for basketball.
Guys, I want to put a pin in this if we can. We have coming up at 3:36 Brandon Justice, recruiting editor for Maize and Blue Review on Rivals Network. We'll talk to him about the Michigan Wolverines class. Alex?
I asked the YouTube community what, if yes or no, is the Madison Square Garden. Sorry, I know you wanted to put a pin in this, Ryan. But
go ahead, please.
Is the Madison Square Garden overhyped as a sports arena? What do you think they said?
Yes.
They said 61% say yes, 39% say no.
And as a sports arena, just because the Knicks and the Rangers are pretty terrible franchises.
This is true. I mean, if you look at it just off that, then I agree with you. But you say, is it the Mecca? The Mecca isn't just talking about basketball and ice. It's talking about everything that has ever been in there, every type of genre, from concerts to football to basketball to you name it. It's been housed under that roof.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Go back and watch when the Garden was eating. It's a 30 for 30 on ESPN. Go back and watch the Big East, how it was born as well. It's a couple things that it might change your mind.
Speaking of the Big East, go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, I do want to talk to you about COVID in sports. If you've paid attention, This thing is going wild in the NFL, the
78
NBA.
cases.
It's just out of control.
NHL's got a few cases. Calgary Flames.
Yep. I mean, there's every NFL team is dealing with. There's like 8 teams in advanced protocols, which means they can only meet virtually. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk put an interesting question out there. The question was, if you're a player who's asymptomatic, should you be allowed to play in the game? It's a question.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
What's the over-under? Should I tease? Who is the lock of the night? Make sure you're watching Woodward Bets to get the latest in sports betting and more. Woodward Bets daily on Woodward Sports.
Oh, man. Wait a minute. What do we have here?
Oh, that's open.
I promise you, this is water, baby. This was already here from the guys hanging out, collecting presents in the studio last night. Man, just look at this bottle. Just how beautiful this bottle is. Like the detail of the art in this bottle. Man, corn distilled 6 times with artesian spring water. Got it right that time. 50 different formulas went into making Gypsy vodka, and on the 50th time, they got it right. Talking about Adam and Mike, 2 Michigan State guys, man, and they have a great product. If you're looking for vodka, this is it. Go to your neighborhood local liquor store and ask for Gypsy vodka. It is gluten-free, but if you're going to drink responsibly.
Hey, Ryan, before you go,
please,
I want to put a picture
it looks like
up.
I'm drinking Gypsy vodka.
I want to put a picture up of Steph's dad, Del Curry.
Oh, he's having some fun.
He's living large. Let's look at Del's new posse.
His ex-wife in the audience as well.
That sounds like another word, man.
Sonia's out there by herself now.
She ain't by herself.
I know. No, she wasn't. And Del is not by himself by a long shot. Just to let you know.
They know who Del is.
Yeah.
Savage.
Del still looks young. He's cleaning up down there. He's like, hey, you see that boy that broke that record? You know who taught him that, right?
That's my
savage move by Del Curry.
He looked young. He had on a shirt that had a snake on it.
He had a Gucci belt.
He had a Gucci belt and a chain. I said, oh yeah, that's single behavior.
He tucked the sweater in. He tucked the sweater in so you could see the Gucci belt.
Showed up 5 deep.
Still dad behavior too.
Guys, let me put up the tweet from Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, because the NFL has like 70+ positive cases right now.
75.
Yes, 6 or 7 teams in advanced protocols. It's the highest 2-day total since the pandemic began, and while it's not nearly enough to cause the NFL to cancel games or pause the season, neither will be happening. It's cause for concern as where things may lead if the league doesn't get things under control quickly. 75 COVID cases in 2 days for the NFL. So the question then he posed is, should asymptomatic players who test positive for COVID be allowed to play? I think the answer to that is yes. I think ultimately where we have to get in asymptomatic, meaning you have 0 symptoms, not a sniffle, not a headache, not anything. You just test positive. And I'll give you a perfect example. I think it's a perfect example, and feel free to call me out if you want. I'm just here to have a discussion for you on how we move forward with COVID, because COVID is going to be a part of our lives for many, many years to come. Yeah. We will ultimately decide how to move forward living with it. That will be the ultimate question. C.J. Stroud, there are plenty of reports that C.J. Stroud of the Ohio State Buckeyes had the flu and was puking all week leading up to the Michigan game. He was able to practice and play because it was a flu. Like, aren't you worried about getting other kids sick on your team or like having some flu outbreak on your team.
That's a thing of the past now.
To the best of my knowledge, none of these players who are COVID positive, and they are some of the most finely trained athletes in the world, in the NBA or in the NFL, are hospitalized, nor have ever become hospitalized. They just have the cases. If they don't experience symptoms, which testing is part of the collective bargaining agreement, so if you're a close contact, you get tested. If you have no symptoms, I think the NFL and the NBA at some point should say you can play.
But Ryan, the COVID is more deadlier than the flu.
Well, I don't think
was
it's
that voice?
I don't think it's something worth joking
It was
about.
other people that
Yeah, no, I
get
don't.
angry
I
at.
got it.
I know to the general public,
The town folk.
I know to the general public, COVID is deadlier than the flu. But to vaccinated players in the NFL and NBA, I'm not sure that it's as serious.
Yeah, if we're just talking about the NFL, I think they will change the safety and health protocol, because what you're going to have is you're going to have a situation like Jalen Ramsey missed the game. He missed the game this past Monday night. He's one of the best players in the NFL. He didn't have any symptoms. He was asymptomatic. He's vaxxed the whole 9 yards, felt perfectly fine. He tweeted out, he said, "I'm not sick or anything. I just have to do this. I'm mad I'm missing the game." What if that was the Super Bowl? Mm-hmm. And you're telling the guy.
That's Tom Brady.
Very true.
He played.
But they didn't have actual protocol and rules. And so imagine that's the Super Bowl and Jalen Ramsey's not allowed to play, but meanwhile he feels great. And then a day later you test him twice and he passes the test a day later. It's going to get to the point where they're going to have to, because it's going to be somebody important that misses a game and the team is going to lose, and it's going to be a you know what type of show. They're going to have to change it. But for the regular individuals that don't play ball, like, COVID is still very real. In Michigan, we had 160 deaths just yesterday with COVID, 5,000 cases a day. So you got to get back to practicing, hand sanitizers, distance, and get out of people's face. But in the NFL, they've taken a lot of steps for them to be able to play if they're asymptomatic. I think you will start to see that probably within the next 2 weeks.
Most of the league is vaccinated. Okay? So if you're healthy,
Aaron Rodgers,
you're just walking around. We're just walking around. We don't get tested every day because we're just regular folks.
Right.
These guys get tested every day, but they're vaxxed to the max. I don't understand why they continue to have to get tested every day if they're feeling fine. If you get a symptom, okay, get a test. But if they're fine, is there over-testing is what I'm asking you. Because you could come back with these false positives.
Here's another report from Pro Football Talk. There's no evidence that the virus has spread during games, and for good reason. They're either outdoors or operating in domes with sky-high ceilings and state-of-the-art ventilation. Also, their face-to-face encounters are quick and fleeting. They don't have enough time and confinement for sufficient amounts of virus to pass from one player to another. And again, we're not saying, for the average Joe right now anyway, if you're COVID, go to work. Or if you have COVID, go to a party. We're talking about specifically in the NFL, in sports, if you're COVID positive but asymptomatic, because they are tested regularly, should you be allowed to play? And I think the answer is yes. I think we'll get there prior to the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I said 2 weeks. I said you're looking at today is what the 15th or 16th. You're looking at, because there's 1 week in December before the playoffs actually start. So 2 weeks, I think you see the change, because like I said, that Jalen Ramsey situation or the C.J. Stroud, which was a hell of a,
I think the C.J. Stroud is a perfect example.
That's a hell of a scenario.
Dude had the flu all week, throwing up all over the place. The reports of that, but yet he could still play. But if I don't even have a sniffle, I can't even play because I've got the other thing. Like that does not make sense to me.
Yeah,
not at all.
I am lock in step with you on this.
Well, Baker Mayfield might not be able to play. Kevin Stefanski might not be able to coach. We're talking about a Saturday game.
They have symptoms.
No, they don't. but they test every day, so it could be a false positive.
LeBron James, that happened to LeBron James earlier in the season. You'll remember. LeBron James got a false positive, and he was in the COVID protocol. So how many more times does that happen, not only in the regular life, but in sports?
Or does he just want a day off? And he said, oh, yeah, I got a
If
positive.
LeBron James wants a day off, LeBron
Yeah, but
James just
I know, but this is a
stays
way of
home.
him for us not busting his chops about load management.
Speaking of LeBron James, there's somebody that may not be there through Christmas. Reports are out there. Russell Westbrook, he might be out of there. Reports
What?
Really? Reports are out, man. I literally was watching.
He wants out?
No, it ain't that he wants out. It's just not going well. He may be out.
Really?
This is coming from inside the LA organization and franchise.
Wow.
Coming inside the Lakers, say he might not make it to Christmas, man.
Wow.
By the way, sidebar, DeAndre Hopkins out for the year.
Wow,
Sprained knee.
That's a huge
I knew he
loss
was
to
playing
them.
hurt.
Yeah, you can see it because that's not just like we said. That's not him.
Nope.
Like if anybody, like two people not gonna drop a pass. One is Larry Fitzgerald, and the other is DeAndre Hopkins.
And you know who's coming back?
Who?
Oh man,
you just mentioned him. I mean, come on,
Larry. It's perfect timing.
Seriously.
And he said a winner. He said a contender.
I mean,
Fitz.
if you're Larry
Yeah.
Fitzgerald,
Ryan,
I mean,
go back to the Cards.
You gotta go.
They need you.
Your team, your franchise.
Do you
needs
know
you now.
what that would do to the city of Phoenix if he came back and played? He's already the most beloved pro sports star in Phoenix history.
And he's probably going to play like a rookie because he's had the whole year off.
He owns part of the Suns. Oh man, you're talking about
I think it lines up, right?
Yeah, it
I mean,
does.
doesn't it line
It
up
does.
for a return?
I might have to pick him up on fantasy.
Because you've got Christian Kirk and
Christian Kirk. You have
who else do you have? on that
Rondell
team?
Moore.
Oh yeah, Rondell Moore. He's a good
You
player.
got AC Green. He's coming. AC
that's
Green's like a
right.
rookie again.
AJ.
He looks great.
You're-
AJ Green.
You're thinking of the
excuse me.
Los Angeles
no,
Laker.
I'm thinking of
AC
AJ Green, but I mentioned AC.
AC
Yeah.
Green. Has he had sex yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think he's had
He
sex
got
yet.
married.
He did?
He got married. And he
man.
got the high top fade when he was in Phoenix. He got married, and
That's Fisher's guy.
they cracked a lot of jokes on AC Green, man. You got it takes a strong man to do what he did. Think about this. Playing for the Showtime Lakers and being a virgin and not drinking. He is a strong individual.
Guys, we're going to talk to Brandon Justice. He is going to join us next. It is National Signing Day. Justice, of course, the recruiting editor for the Maize and Blue Review, Rivals Network. Really exciting day for the Michigan Wolverines. We'll break it all down next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. Did you know mortgage rates are still at generational lows? If you haven't refinanced your home loan yet, there's still time. Now is your second chance to refinance. You could lower your monthly payment, eliminate credit card debt, or even take cash out by using your home's equity. Call Hall Financial now to get started with your free 5-minute mortgage review. 866-CALL-HALL or chat with us online at callhallfirst.com.
Opinions are like ear holes, and we're putting ours in yours.
That's not winning, joint.
It's Woodward Sports.
And now we are here shopping stuff for studio. Thanks to our friends Myre, Guardian Alarm, with the bottom line, baby.
Woo! Yeah, let me tell you, Braylon, Maz, Easy, Maggie, Alex, Stick. Hey guys, we couldn't be happier to be here. Thanks to Myre, thanks to Guardian Alarm for having us out here. We are shopping for the kids at Mott Children's Hospital. Braylon, I know that that's a personal connection that you have had since your playing days at Michigan.
Tis the season, man. The season is all about kids. It's all about giving back, and it's all about the mood. Thank you to Myre. Thank you to Guardian Alarms. They've given us all this money to shop for children in Mott's Children's Hospital. It's a great thing that we're doing. It got started last year with Stick, Joey, Adam, and Chad, and we're continuing it, man. I'm just glad to be a part of what we're doing.
Tom Mazawey, what's your strategy here when you're coming here?
The first thing that Maggie and I did was we went right to the sporting goods aisle. All right, I let Maggie take care of the volleyballs because she's a volleyball player. I got the basketballs, the footballs, the softballs, the baseballs, frisbees. We got it all, and then to the Barbie aisle.
Look at that! You got to get some Barbie action, right?
Of course, and of course we couldn't forget all the Hot Wheels. A lot of Hot Wheels, and we even got an aerial costume, and it looked good on Maz, I think.
Alex Easy, what was your strategy coming in, and how do you feel about what you're doing so far?
I'm copying your strategy going with the internet stuff because all these kids do is watch YouTube. So I grabbed some Minecraft toys.
Look at that.
This was naturally easy because I'm still a kid at heart, so I just picked whatever I would have wanted, and, but we're giving it to the kids.
All right, so for Stick, Joey, Alex, Easy, Maggie, Maz, me, Braylon, and everybody at My Children's Hospital, we love you, and we thank you. We can't wait for you to get these gifts. Merry Christmas.
Man,
absolutely.
So much fun.
Great stuff there. Hey, guys, let's bring him in. Brandon Justice, recruiting editor for the Maize and Blue Review on the Rivals Network. Follow him on Twitter at @BrandonJustice_. Brandon, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Doing fantastic today. Got to ask you so far, what do you make of the Michigan Wolverines class? It seems like, to me, to the layperson, it's cool to play at Michigan again.
Yeah, they've definitely flipped the script, certainly with their on-field products. I mean, that's half the battle, right? Is just being able to sell something that's real, something that's legitimate. And since Jim Harbaugh's tenure, he's been talking about championships and how this team was built to do that. And now they've done it. So when they're going out on the trail and they're selling those things, it's not so much a sell as much as it is reality now. And that's playing well into their hands. The other thing that played well into their hands for this class was the coaching carousel. They were direct benefactors of that. You saw so many coaches move around, as we know, and Michigan was opportunistic. They were cerebral, and they made sure to go after guys that were affected by that, and they are seeing the fruits of their labor because of it with this class.
Hey, Brandon, tell me about this. With this class coming in outside, we just had Will Johnson on a little earlier. He's excited. He's our only 5-star. Micah Pollard, my nephew, is probably going to come on tomorrow. Excited about that. Give us a brief overview of some of the guys that have signed the dotted line already, or some of the guys we know we will get by the end of the day. And tell me some guys you're excited to see in the Maize and Blue next year.
Well, one that they just got is Darius Clemens. He's out of Oregon. He's a wide receiver. 6'4", rumored to run up 4.5, like 40. He's got like DK Metcalf measurables, in that he's so big and so fat it doesn't make sense. Is he
Brandon,
Brandon,
that was a huge one too. That's a big deal, isn't it?
Because of Mario Cristobal leaving to go to Florida, Miami.
Yeah, no, I mean he was all in on Oregon, and then Cristobal going to Miami. I just mentioned the cerebralness of them, the opportunism that they used with the coaching carousel, and Clemens was the best example of it because he was all in on Oregon. He's from Michigan, grew up in East Lansing, but has spent the bulk of his adolescence in Oregon, and he was going to end up there. When Mario Cristobal left, Oregon didn't have an offensive coordinator before the National Signing Day, pretty much eliminated them, and it was all Michigan. He came in and visited last weekend, and since then it's just been all Michigan. There really hasn't been much else besides Michigan in this race. Auburn's been in it for a long time, but they didn't stand a chance because Michigan just had a tremendous visiting weekend last weekend where they closed on each visitor, where it was not only Clemens, but also Derek Moore, defensive end, who just signed, and then Alex Orji, the quarterback, who signed earlier today. So they went 3 for 3 with visitors last weekend, aside from Deion Walker, the in-state kid who ended up at Kentucky. But Clemens was a big recruiting victory for many reasons, but the on-field product that he's bringing here is pretty tremendous. I think he's a guy who could end up being the one who plays the soonest, besides maybe Will, because he's a guy a lot of people are expected to play as soon as well. But Clemens is really polished with his route running. His physical traits are all there. Everything on paper makes sense. And then as far as his IQ goes, it fits right in as a true freshman, which is a rare combination for a receiver to have, not just his size and his speed, but also his brain. And I think that him coming in, being 6'4", he's got this opportunity to crack that rotation because Braylon, I mean, as good as anyone how important it is to have that big boundary target.
Yeah.
And I think he can be that guy for them.
Yeah, when I was there, I was just the next in line of a long tradition. Dave Terrell was before me, Amani Toomer, Ty Streets, Marquise Walker. If Michigan had those big body guys, Adrian Arrington came after me, so you're 100% right about that, Maz.
Hey, Brandon, first of all, great microphone. Love the old school look of that microphone. I thought Ohio State was wide receiver you, not Michigan. How important was it to beat Ohio State to get these kids?
Oh, man. This is the first cycle in a while where you can sit back and say that and not have to examine it a little bit more because guys like Jimmy Rolder really, really stick out when it comes to who did we beat Ohio State to get in this class that's going to matter long term. And Rolder's a kid that you're going to hear about in a couple of years. He had no football offers going into this fall besides Ball State. He was committed to Illinois to play baseball. He's a kid who had a good enough bat in baseball to possibly become a draft prospect. Turns out he gets 12 football offers during the fall, including Ohio State, Iowa, Wisconsin, LSU, Florida, and ultimately decides on Michigan due to the academics, his relationship with Coach Harbaugh. Really what did it was the aggressiveness of Michigan's staff and its recruiting staff, from George Hilo, the linebackers coach, Mike McDonald, and even Ben Herbert, the strength and conditioning coach, got in with Rolder as well. So he's the real big one, I think, where they beat out Ohio State, and it's going to feel it in years to come. Because what were we missing this year in the Michigan-Ohio State game? What I should say is, what was Ohio State missing that it usually has, that we're used to? Extremely good linebacking play, right? The linebackers really just didn't do anything that day. And the linebacking play was bad throughout the year, but it was extremely rough during the game. And to beat Ohio State out for the linebacker it wanted most on the inside is pretty substantial.
Talking to Brandon Justice, recruiting editor for the Maize and Blue Review on Rivals Network, at Brandon Justice _. You can follow him on Twitter. Right now, Rivals has Michigan ranked with the 9th best recruiting class in the country. One thing Will Johnson told us earlier, Brandon, was that, when Michigan beat, because he was an early commit, he was trying to get guys as well. He became part of the team trying to recruit everybody to come to Michigan. He said once Michigan beat Ohio State, everything became so much easier to get guys signed and committed. Is it that simple? Did that one game kind of just turn everything? Anybody that visited that game on that Saturday in November, just saw what this place could be?
Well, if you think about the past few years, Ryan, you really can look into what Michigan's done on the recruiting trail and see a lot of constants. Even when Michigan was struggling, they did okay on the recruiting trail. They weren't struggling. The worst class they've had in Harbaugh's tenure was rankings-wise, was class of 2018. And that class was anchored by Aiden Hutchinson, and at the bottom was Ronnie Bell. Yep. In between there was a whole lot of contributors to this year's team as well. If you go in and look at it, Hassan Haskins was near the bottom too, and that's their worst.
Only
class.
had 2 offers.
So they haven't recruited bad. Rankings wise, it hasn't been terrific. It's 2016, the Rashawn Gary, Devin Bush class was obviously their best one, but they haven't recruited like that since. Besides, a couple classes here and there that cracked the top 10. Now the constant is being broken by a variable that's entered into this chat, which is beating Ohio State and winning a Big Ten championship for the first time in what seems like an eternity. And that matters so much in recruiting. When you have a, metaphorical fridge on your back for the past decade trying to recruit with that elephant in the room, now you don't have to avoid addressing it. Now it's just, yes, we beat Ohio State, and yes, we can continue to do it. Because who are you going to say, a recruit's not going to sit in the living room and say, well, we don't think you're going to win because you lost the previous 7, right? That's not going to happen, right? They're going to take their word for it. That's just how it goes. And it matters a lot. On-field success in recruiting, it's not going to be the difference between what makes you the number 20 class and what makes you the number 12 class. But it will make a difference in what makes you a number 8 to 10 class and what can, catapult you to a 4 to 7 range, which is where I ultimately think Michigan will end up at the end of today, is right around that 6 to 7 spot. At best, just because some other schools are recruiting really well right now. But the 2023 cycle, they get a full cycle to sell that, right? They only had a few weeks here to kind of glean on that Ohio State win. And all things considered, the 5 guys they got today, or 4, I haven't slept, so I might have lost count. Pretty nice scoop, I would say, given the time they've had. So really where you're going to see that win take a long-lasting impact is in this 2023 class, where they've already got this kid, 4-star defensive tackle Joel Starlings, who committed immediately after the Ohio State game. And they're starting to build that 2023 class, and the kids they have potentially joining it are some monsters. And this is a class that we expect the momentum to carry them into a top 3 finish potentially.
Yeah, Brandon, no, one thing about it is when you tell a kid, when you tell parents that you can do something but you haven't done it, your parents and the kid, you're not optimistic. You're like, you guys can't beat Ohio State. You can't get it done. You can't get it done. In order to be able to prove you can do something, you got to do what? You got to do it.
Got to do
and
it.
So by them going out there and doing it in the manner in which they did, I think that definitely helped seal the fate of some of the players that are coming here and not going there. So beating Ohio State was huge. And then, like you said, which something I never even thought about, the cerebralness of them staying together, them having the team, going after the people with all the confusion. That was some deep stuff, man. I appreciate that take. Ryan, take us out of here.
Hey, Brandon, thanks so much, man. It's a big day for so many high school athletes and their families. And I know for guys like you that cover this stuff all year long, it's a big day for you guys as well, kind of the culmination of all that work you put in throughout the year as well, tracking everything down. So we certainly appreciate it. And we
got to do this again.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on again, man. Very, very good stuff.
Brandon.
Brandon Justice. Follow him on Twitter at Brandon Justice _. Again, the recruiting editor for the. You got it. Maize and Blue review on Rivals Network. Before I get to a break, Brandon, let me ask you something real quick. What in the hell does James Franklin do? Another great recruiting class out of him. James
How
Franklin
much NIL
at
money
Penn
does he
State,
have?
number 6 recruiting class in the country right now. I just don't get it. I don't understand it.
When we were talking about those schools, we were talking about Texas's their revenue share. They make the most. They make $150 million a year, give or take. Texas A&M's number 2. Michigan's 3. Penn State was high on that list too. Penn State was 6. Penn State, just like their recruiting class, they were 6. They have money. It's a hotbed of athletes too. You have Ohio right there. You have Pennsylvania right there. A lot of kids get slept on in New York. They bring a lot of kids in from New York and the Jersey area as well. Penn State's a hell of a place to play.
Let's not fool ourselves, guys.
Who's fooling who?
What did Lane Kiffin say? How much money can you pay me to come to your school?
That's right.
You don't think Deion Sanders gave that kid $3 million to come sign at Jackson State?
I don't think Jackson State has $3 million.
They got $3 million.
I don't know about that.
Hey, where'd Marvin Jones
fool
Jr.
yourself.
go? Anyway?
Not to pay one player.
We'll see.
Oh, man.
Yeah, not to pay one player.
Very good. Hey, guys, it is that time. It is time for the Maz videos of the day. We'll get to them next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. Choosing between a 15 or 30-year mortgage can be difficult, which is why we offer the Modern Mortgage, a flexible term that's customized for you. 866-CALL-HALL or chat with us online at callhallfirst.com.
It's the Lions pregame show, covering everything you need to know for game day. Join Pros and Joes as we cover our hometown Detroit Lions.
Hey, gang, I want to tell you about La Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. It's located in the great city of Dearborn on Michigan Avenue. You want to buy a car? They've got one for you, and if they don't, they will get it ordered for you. Anything you want, feel free to look at them online, give them a call, or, of course, head on in to the store where there will be a sales associate waiting for you. And if you don't want to buy a car, maybe you'll sell them your car, walk out with thousands. Who couldn't use thousands of dollars? Your used car has never been worth more money than it is now. Maybe you're coming up on your miles and you want to get rid of your car early because you don't want that mileage.
Maybe I'll get rid of my car, get some money, and have Fish pick me up every day.
There you go. Les Stanford Chevrolet is your authorized lease return center. Doesn't matter whether you own the car or lease the car. Your authorized lease return center. All you got to do, call them today, 313-565-6000, 313-565-6000, LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com, Les Stanford Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Find new roads.
I'm going to find them.
And oh, by the way,
while you're finding new roads,
why don't you go ahead and call Guardian Alarm? They're your local security experts. They have been Braylon for over 90 years.
90 years?
Yep. You want to stick that black and yellow sign out in front of your house. You know what it says to the people at home?
Stay out.
Stay out. That's exactly
Matt
what
was
it
there when
says.
they made the first ever Guardian commercial.
So many features. They even gonna let you lock and unlock your doors. 24/7 local monitoring. All you got to do is call this number today. It's 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Huh?
That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. 1-800-STAY-OUT. Get out of here. Stay out.
Thank you to Guardian for helping us stock and stuff our studio.
We love
Thank you.
Alarm.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
We love Les Stanford Chevrolet.
You know who else is almost right at 90 years of existence, just like Guardian, and they have the same colors?
Myre.
Nope.
Pittsburgh
Steelers. They're at 88 years as of right now.
The Steelers.
So you almost can say 9 decades about black and yellow as well.
Maz, we brought you up on the Big D Energy Show at 11 to 1 about your 80 years. I'm sure it's in the video. I won't spoil the videos. Are you going to talk about
the videos.
80 years?
Austin Lord Apollo 17, stay out. Detroit Dabber through and 3, stay out.
No comment, Maz.
Fish is fired up today.
Fish, I missed it. You made fun of me on Big D Energy?
Come on.
We did. I didn't know, but it's probably in your videos. So 80 years, is it in your videos?
Speed up.
I guess so.
Get this conversation over with.
Okay, cool.
Fish, hush.
Well, I didn't want to spoil it if it's in his videos.
Fish, hush.
What
Go
video?
videos.
Then let us see the video.
I don't think I have a video.
What do you mean? You got 3 videos on.
I know. I'm talking to Stick. I don't know what he's talking about. To Fish right here.
Well, you will when I bring it up at the end of the show. Go.
Anyway.
Hey, Fish, cut your mic.
Here we go. Last night we talked about it. Steph Curry breaks the record for 3-pointers. Used to be held by Reggie Miller. Then it was held by Ray Allen. Now it's held by the new prince himself.
And no one will
Steph
ever
Curry.
have it again.
Nope.
No one will ever have it again. Hopefully not. This was him going into that locker room at the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. Check them out. How much fun they had.
That's what the locker rooms look like at the Mecca.
Well,
It's a visitor's locker
it's the
room.
away team.
It's an old stadium. What you wanna
Yeah,
do?
but they make the away team locker rooms terrible, so
Exactly.
that you play there. So you go to the other team.
Oh, they got some cleaning up to do at the Garden.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be doing it.
When everyone leaves, you know who comes out, right?
The Rats.
The Rats. They come on out.
I saw some of them during the game.
They're like cats, actually.
Hey, so interesting enough, Draymond Green complained before playing that game yesterday. So apparently, did you see that? I think they played a game. Yesterday was what, Tuesday?
They had a lot of airline problems.
Yeah, they played a game Monday
yeah.
night. Then they
Right.
got delayed on the runway
Did see
forever.
that.
Then they didn't get in until yesterday. Then played the game, and he was complaining. And a lot of people on Twitter were like, "It's basketball. I play 10 games at Lifetime every night." I thought that was kind of funny.
You got more?
Yeah.
Awkward silence.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for.
It's your time, man.
Some of us been up since 3:30 in the a.m.
Ooh-wee.
I was up. Remember I told you I sat
Yeah,
on the edge of my bed, and I'm like, how the hell does Ryan get up at this time? And never mind get up. He's working already
then
at
you
this
went back
time
to
of the night.
sleep.
Then I went back to sleep.
Thanks,
Anyway, I just thought of you, man.
Appreciate
You're a god. There's not a question about it.
Appreciate
Jay
you.
Williams. Everyone likes Jay Will, ESPN.
He's my favorite.
It's a good dude. Good dude. He could shoot the three. How about this? I don't remember what day it was. It was a few days ago I took this video out. It's Jay Will calling his shot, actually offering money out of his pocket to a guy to hit a half-court shot. Then Jay Will shows him how to do it. Check it out.
Got it. We're great. If you make it, I'll give you $100,000. $100,000. That's pocket change. That's Jay Will. I got that. I'm about to go. I got it too. Why would you try to?
Nothing better than live action.
South Virginia.
That's Chris Long.
Here we go. Nope. Chris Long, a little short. Here's Jay Will in a suit. In a suit.
That's good.
One take.
Oh, that's Chris Long.
Chris
Yeah.
Long, Virginia Cavalier.
Show that again.
Alum.
Wow.
Show that again, Alex. Chris Long, he's short with it. He's an athlete. He's in his regular play clothes. Jay Will is all mic'd up with his suit on.
And dress
sink
shoes.
suit. And dress shoes.
How
Look
nice
at-
would it be to be like, I'll give you $100,000 if you hit
Isn't
this
that
shot?
something?
I mean, the guy hates his money.
He wouldn't have took it. Chris Long wouldn't have took
Chris
it.
Long's got
I
his
don't
own
know.
money.
Was it short or was it just
It was
off
short.
to the right?
It was short.
Okay.
Jay Will, boom. Boom.
Wow. That's great.
That is
It was a
awesome.
Very
push
good.
shot.
His best get was Clarissa Thompson.
Yeah.
That was his best.
Yeah. That video right there shows you how good Steph Curry is. So you see how Jay Will, former professional athlete, former professional basketball player, you know what happened with his leg in the motorcycle accident. He shot a push shot from half court. Steph Curry shoots that shot like a regular three-pointer and it goes in. That shows
All
you,
wrist.
That shows you the difference in what he's capable of doing.
You guys remember this? The old Sunday Night Football on ESPN. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann.
There's nobody better than Mike Patrick.
I love those guys.
Yeah.
Weren't they great?
Mike Patrick was Sunday Night Football.
He was.
Yeah.
And with Joe Theismann and Paul McGuire.
Yes.
Right before that, what was on? Prime time with Tommy Jackson
TJ.
and Chris Berman. That was awesome timing. This was the Giants and the Saints. Joe Horn, touchdown. Check out what he does for a little celebratory. This is 18 years ago today.
Wow.
30-yard empty backfield. Brooks with time, rifles, touchdown, Saints. Joe Horn, and he pulls up the protective coating. There's a new one. He's got his own phone. He hit his phone.
Man, the flip phone.
How good is
awesome.
that?
That is so good.
I remember
Aaron
watching
Brooks.
this game. It was snowing outside by us. I remember that's how vivid memories I have of Sunday Night Football. Now I hardly watch it because I can't stand the broadcast.
I have a funny Aaron Brooks story. You know they used to do that. The guys that are about to get drafted, they have the skills challenge event that they do.
Yeah.
So I was a part of it the year I was coming out, and one of the challenges, for each challenge you won, you got a TV. Aaron Brooks, I found out why he was no longer in the NFL after this. Legitimately missed me twice. I had the fastest time, but each time at the end to throw the ball, he threw the ball way too far, and I didn't even get a hand on it.
Remember how high he used to throw it?
Oh, I saw it live in action. I missed out on 2 TVs. So Aaron Brooks, you owe me 2 TVs, buddy.
Great stuff. Well, guys, this has been fun. Really good, great Wednesday show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great
only
energy,
Wednesday?
Great show.
great Wednesday
Nice.
show. Fish quickly.
Hey, what I was going to tell Maz earlier, it's been 86 years since the Lions won their world championship in 1935.
Oh, that's what D-Mac was telling me.
Yeah, so we were
Okay.
making fun of
How did
you
I miss
because
that?
we said that you were in the stands and
That's
you were
great.
you were the right tackle and
Oh,
you were
that's
on the
very
Giants.
cool.
Very
They
good.
played the
Great.
Giants.
Sweet.
Very good. Braylon, your turn.
We got to cut
Fish.
Fish's mic privileges, man. He's too open with the mic privileges. Hey, man, it's been another good show here. Woodward Sports Network. The bottom line is what we do. 2 to 4 Eastern. Come and check us out. For the people that do every day, we appreciate you. For the guys that have been with us from the beginning, when you jumped in, we appreciate you. We see you in the chats. Keep it going because the product is only going to get better. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. I'm Edwards. That's Ermanni. Woodward Sports Network. Maz, Fish, Maz. We're out of here. Alex, my bad.
Start Wiggins again. Here's Curry for the record. It's good!